So I've got an update for you guys on that suspension project. We're going to go inside the shop here and have a look. So I got this frame pretty much welded together now. That was a bit of a job. And I didn't want to weld it all at one time because then it would really get twisted and warped and stuff. So I did it over a course of a couple of days. I would weld a little bit and then I would leave it cool right off. I'd come back and do a little bit more. So the whole strategy here was to get the thing fit together, you know, all the pieces and notch it and fit it and bend it and get it all pretty much all together. And that way each piece kind of holds the next piece while I start to do the welding. And I kind of sneaked up on it. I didn't do like in one area the whole thing. I did like, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, and slowly I got it together. But anyways, this is going to kind of be the new stance, new frame, new wheels, new A-arms, and that's about where those wheels are going to be on the machine when it's assembled. And also that's about how much travel it's going to have too. Like this is with the suspension hanging down. It would be kind of like that, and then the frame would be pretty much on the ground when it's bottomed out. So just to give you an idea, you know, kind of where we're heading with this project. But anyways, I think today's video is going to be an A-arm building video. So I've been using my jig here that I made in that other video, and actually I'm starting to like this thing. It works pretty good. What you see there is top A-arm, and the bottom ones will look quite a bit different yet. But I got one on the jig here now, so that's one of the next ones I want to weld up. And it's quite an extensive notch angle here that I had to make this all fit. You know, so it was a bit much for my tubing notcher. Like it won't go that kind of an angle unless I start modifying that tubing notcher. So what I did just to get myself by is I made myself a pattern. You know, once I had the angle figured out, then what I'm doing is I take this bigger piece of tubing, see, and I already have a pattern cut in it. So then I can just mark with a marker where I need to notch, you know, in the shape, and then I take the piece of tubing off and I just, you know, cut out with a disc grinder what I make with the marker. So that actually works pretty good. These two here, I got the first shot, I just marked them up and cut them, brought them here, and they fit like that right off the bat. So that's not working too bad. So I got to finish welding along the top there yet. So these are some like really long welds, and it's a lot of heat. So it wants to distort the tubing even if it's in the jig like this. So what I do is I take a piece of scrap that I got laying around, and just for this end where there's so much heat getting put in, I'll just tack weld this piece of scrap to these two pieces of tubing, so that when I put those long welds in there, it helps the jig, you know, maintain the shape of the tubing. And then when it's all cooled off, then I just, you know, grind the spot welds off here and, you know, move that piece of scrap off to the side. Okay, so I just finished welding this one up here a bit, and that's kind of how it looks like with that piece of scrap on there. So it's still pretty hot. I got this little heat gun here. Check it out. It only goes to 500 degrees and then it kicks out. So over here it's 220. Okay, hotter, hotter, hotter. Oh, that's too hot. Yeah, you wouldn't want to touch that right now. Well, this one's all cooled off now. I took that piece of scrap off, and that's where the welds were, the little spot welds. So I took the bolts out already, and the bolt holes still line up after I took the bolts out. You know, still lines up both sides, so it hasn't squeezed together or expanded apart. So it kept its shape. So I'm going to pull this thing off the jig now. I'm just going to turn this thing upside down. And then I should be able to wiggle it right out of there. So the only thing holding it in place now is it's just sitting on that little piece right there. Okay. So I got those done, and now I can load the pieces onto the jig for the next one. So the A-arms that I'm building for the back here, they all start off the same. I've got 3 there. and I got a fourth one back in the jig here. And this one I'm converting to become a bottom A-arm now. And I've got a brace in the back there so far. And I've bent one piece of tubing so far. So this one goes back there, and it fits in the front here. And I'll make another one for the other side, kind of like a mirror image, you know. And they taper in like that for two reasons. One is to help clear the top A-arm, and also they come in to make a shock mount, which will be right here in this area. And also, what I haven't shown you at all yet is there's going to be like a triangulated brace that comes in here. It ties in together with all of that stuff too. So just putting the strength into it, you know. Like if I would leave it flat like this, that bottom arm would become like a, you know, it'd be like a U shape within a few minutes of driving. So, you know, by bringing it up like that, it becomes kind of like a bridge. So that's about all I got to show you guys right now, but I'll make some more videos. I really appreciate you guys checking this all out and everything like that. So about all I got to show you guys right now is some guy standing around eating cheesies. You probably wouldn't want to watch that. So talk to you guys later.